happy that post like initially Starfire used to organize skill workshop for everyone, and we are into skill workshops especially for children who have just passed on their secondary school and who are into graduation and undergraduation too. But post COVID, we were also into this lockdown situation, so we started this initiative of organizing various panel discussions. And I'm so happy to say that we organized psychological panel discussions wherein we had art therapists, we had therapists from all around the globe, not just from Jaipur, and we are bringing all of them here on one platform so that the people can get beautiful insights from them. And post that, we thought of doing something into art as well, because this is a very upcoming field. So we thought to have panel discussion from all the spheres. So right now also you'll notice that we have four people here, and all four of them are from different dimensions, and people can get beautiful insights about from all of you, because you have different experiences into different domains. So I'm sure that everyone is going to benefit the best. Are we ready? Hello, Gaurav sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, Tanya. How are you?
I'm good, very good.
It's been some time. But good to see you. You're active and, at least keeping things on. That's important.
Thank you so much. All because of your blessings and good wishes. Thank you so much. So we start with the talk. Is Atri here? Atri, if you can turn on your video. Also, here we are on Zoom and we are also going live on Instagram. So we have a lot of participants joining in from different platforms as well.
Okay.
Atri, are you here? What happened? Some connectivity issues were there from Atri's end. I'm sure now that is solved, right?
Oh, it seems like it.
Yeah, you can also turn on your video.
Yeah.
Great. So I once again welcome you all, and Starfire family, so glad to have you all here. I am Tanya Agarwal from Starfire, and Starfire organization is into skill and developmental domain. We organize various panel discussions and exclusive all these 21st century skills based workshop for everyone. And this panel event has been organized in collaboration with AIC JK Lakshmipad University. So today we'll be talking about the art career, basically the journey to your art career. So without any delay and any forwards, I'll start with the introduction of our esteemed panelists. So my personal favorite, one of the favorite, we are so happy to have Mr. Gaurav, who is the former host from very famous and every 90s favorite Disney show, The Art Attack. And now he is into education of designing and an inspiration to a lot of budding artists. And he has been, a motivator to a lot of students these days. So please describe your journey from the art attack to the education field.
Thank you, Tanya, for the lovely introduction. So, yeah, it has been how do you say, serendipitous, because it was not planned to enter education or art attack. My training was in animation from National Institute of Design. So therefore, I always thought I'll become an animator, which is behind in a cubicle you sit and you have your own private space and you're enjoying yourself. But when the offer to do Art Attack came out. So, just as a trial, I was not too excited because I was never a performer, but I just happened to go ahead. And what it led to was that I enjoyed with the participants so much, which was the children. Sorry, Tanya, I think there is some disturbance in the background. If we could mute the other.
Yeah, yeah. What we can do is we can mute. The other participants can mute.
Yeah, thank you so much. So so then the thing is, my introduction to children led me to see that how creative and how can you say original they are, and that's when I decided I'm going to work in education. And now I'm an educator for say Design Institute or at JKLU, and otherwise I'm conducting these independent workshops. Now, for example, art integration, which CBSE has made mandatory for all the schools. So suddenly art as a subject has suddenly popped out again, and everybody is kind of lost. What do we do? Because a lot of teachers, the image of art is a very it has a very strong feeling and face to it, which ideally, as we discuss further, I have my own point of view. So it's much larger than or what it seems to be.
Great. Thank you so much for the just combining all your journey and experiences into a lovely gist and telling us all. Thank you so much. So, people, we are also glad to have Mr. Atri Agarwal, who is from Jaipur again, and he's a media entrepreneur and a business coach. He has helped more than 100 artists to transform and build up their career. He has worked keenly and very, passionately with all of the artists. And to name a few, Yugam Band is one of the example who got benefited from his guidance. We're happy to have you. He's the founder of Kaithera as well. So it would be great if you could, share your experiences and a journey into a gist with our audience.
Sure, Tanya. Thank you for that lovely introduction. And well, art has somehow been this one thing that has connected throughout my journey. And I don't really have a particular reason for it, but it's just has been weaved through, and I'm not able to let it go for whatever reasons. So yeah, I mean, since the beginning, I started working with folk artists as a part of the Kabir Festival team as well, and then I started managing these folk artists. So from there, I started realizing that there's so much potential in these artists, even these grassroots people from villages. But the problem is finding them or then presenting them on a stage. So that's how my journey began, and then it evolved into Kaithera, where basically I was trying to help local homegrown musicians and artists to basically perform and earn a livelihood through different gigs and events. Uh, I mean, then now finally, because of all the different things I learned and also because of personal commitments, I had to come down and drop working with, being an artist manager. And now I start working with these artists as a coach because I wanted to help them empower and learn these financial and the business basics, because essentially the problem lies where they don't have this education aspect of business. And anyone, a manager, a record label, I mean, I worked with a lot of musicians, so my language kind of tends towards that. So these people kind of exploit artists, and that's where they've gotten that bad name. And that's why artists are not, encouraged to become professionals, because the ignorance is actually bliss for these companies and artist managers. So, so I wanted to overcome that aspect that a lot of musicians, artists of all kinds, even if it's a painter or a photographer, they face. So yeah, I'm on a journey now. It's like a new beginning altogether. So it's been great working with these artists and seeing them actually implement the things and seeing them grow as of now. So I hope to share a lot more today as well.
Great, that's nice, and I really like the work which you're doing. So congratulations for that too. Now we have our very favorite. We have been, calling you Shraddha Di from the starting, since we have discussed about these panels. So you have become one of my D's, here, unknowingly, but yeah. So yeah, let me introduce our Shraddha Jain. She is the founder of the Art Ghar. She is an art therapist, and at Art Ghar, they organize a lot of art-based workshops. They provide a beautiful platform for all these artists to showcase their talents. They have been organizing, a lot of art-based workshop, and a lot of artists have joined in here, and they just need a platform. And the ArtGar is doing such amazing work because they provide a tinge, just that platform to showcase it. So we are very happy to have you here. Kindly share your experiences and your journey so far.
Thank you, Tanya. Hi, I'm happy to meet everybody and everybody who's joined in. So it's very difficult, when people ask you, okay, what do you do? And I'm like, it's so difficult. I can't really explain that in one word or one line. And I'm sure all the people who are in art or in touch with art would understand. So personally, my journey started with me painting. Obviously, when I was 3, 4, I just started painting and never honestly considered art as an option, a career option, because it was all doctor bano, engineer bano, ye bano, wo bano, business part. It was never art. Like nobody asked you, oh, do you want to become an artist, or do you want to consider it as a career option? So, theek hai. I mean, everything was going well, and I was very inclined towards business. I studied business. I studied NGO management, art management, different kinds of management things. And there was always an artist inside me, and I loved to paint. Painted a lot, and gradually when I worked with the UN and everything, and did my masters and came back to Jaipur, that's when I realized, Jaipur mein people don't understand art, or there is nothing for me to engage in. I can just sit at home and make art, but there isn't much scope for me to learn art, or interact with people who are doing art. And art per se was just skill based, which made me feel a little uncomfortable. So I think I started exploring a different aspect of art, jo probably in the West was already there, but in India, or say Jaipur, a very small city, usme nahi tha. So I started reading a lot. I started spending my time in my little studio painting all the time. And that's when I realized, painting is not about making a beautiful painting, or painting that gets you likes on social media, or is approved by people. In fact, art, painting per se, is about expressing yourself. It's about letting your emotions out. And when I literally force my friends ki are try karo, it feels really nice when you let it out, you let your emotions out. You've had a fight, something's going on, or maybe you're really happy. Just it's a very good medium to take it out. And yeah, my friends tried, and they were like, Shraddha, we felt really nice, and thank you for encouraging us. And that's when it clicked me, I really want people to realize how therapeutic art can be. And honestly, with ArtGhar, I did not have a vision in mind. Jo usually startups hote hain, we have a B plan, we have this vision, and blah blah blah. Nothing. I just knew, I just had my intention. I just wanted people to experience and feel what I felt. So it just started with one workshop, and people were so happy, and they were like, oh, literally, can we paint on that canvas? We don't know, we don't have any skills, we've never had held a brush. I was like, chill, kuch nahi, I am there. Just listen to yourself, listen to your gut, and go with your instinct and do it. So it started like that, and this was 3 years back. And after that, now I'm an art therapist. I've been working with NGO kids a lot, because zaruri nahi hai if you have to afford art materials to make art. So I try my best to support them. And workshop was one way to reach out to people in Jaipur. And I think it's continuously been evolving since then. So yeah, now ArtGhar is doing a lot of things. Difficult to summarize, and I'm really happy that this journey has been like that. So yeah, and I'll share more as we go on.
Thank you so much. And I could see that positive energy from you. So I'm very sure that all the participant and audience must be glad to interact with you. So thank you so much.
Looking forward.
Yeah. So now we have very talented and a budding artist from Jaipur again, Ms. Divjot Kaur. She's a self-taught artist, works on different form of art craft with 6 years of industry exposure. She is an artistry decor enthusiast who mostly works on handmade crafts like giant papers, dream catchers, to just name a few. She's been very talented and she's been organizing workshops which help all other artists to grow in themselves. And we are very very happy to have you, Divjot, here. Kindly share your experiences and journey with all of us.
Thank you so much, Tanya, for having me here. So, as Shraddha said, like every other child, I was also a child with hobbies and always with the colors and sketchbook in hand. I used to, stitch dresses of my Barbie doll after observing my grandmother. And after it just faded away, despite the fact that I had to go for my academics, everybody didn't appreciated art that much, which we seek. People are like, you have to be a doctor, you have to be an engineer. So I started my studies. I started my graduation in Jaipur. So I came to Jaipur for my graduation only. I belong to a very small town in Rajasthan. And since that time, I'm in Jaipur and I'm, trying to take the best out of it and trying to make new arts and trying to, live art actually. For me, art is like a therapy, I would say. I'm happy, I do art. If I'm sad, I do art. If I'm even busy, I do art. So I work in a healthcare organization in Jaipur, and along with that, I keep on doing my workshops whenever I get time, either on Sundays, either on any of the off. I don't, you know, try to get the best out of that time. And if I talk about my art forms, I'm not working on one single thing. I think you must have seen my work. I work on very different stuffs. So more of the stuff I'm inspired from the bohemian culture, my dream catches and such stuff. And since I was a fairy tale girl, so the colors I use, the combination I use, that is also a fairy tale thing. And it's just a year happened that I started my workshops, and that thing gave me the sense of command and satisfaction in my field. And today, I interact with many people, many new people through my workshops, and I meet new artists when I do go for exhibitions and stuff. So it's a roller coaster journey for me, and really very therapeutic at the same time.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing all your experiences into a beautiful gist. I once again welcome you all. We can start with the panel discussion now. We can start with your views on art and the trends going on. And then we have collated some questions from our audience and we'll be asking you those. So to start with Gaurav sir, so what are your views on the growing art career and opportunities the young people have in this 21st century?
See, one thing is, while the opportunities have grown, especially with the social media coming up big time, something like Instagram. Before, what happened was ki only, a lot of, say, clients wanted to reach out to artists, but they did not know how, or how to. Sorry, Tanya, I'll again request you. Is the mic off? Because I can hear some sound in the background.
Divjot, I guess your mic, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Like I was saying, social media, for example, has definitely let out a lot of artists. So you can now reach out to millions of artists who were doing good job or who had great skills, not good job. But the thing is, now they're also receiving a lot of collaborations or client work on that platform. That is one. At the same time, like I said, slowly, but it's still not easy because, as you know, that art as a dedicated field does not have a structure. It does not have. There is no artist per company that you have to, like, even designers are being hired now big time, but artists, like, there is no job profile for them, and nobody has created a ecosystem that can sustain such artists. Even in India, for example, the culture of buying art is not there. So as a culture, it doesn't make it easy for the artist in India. While on a larger, my point of view over art is because, like, Shraddha was saying that art is expression. And that's what I also believe in, is that art is expression, and you can say science is explanation of things. So the thing is, the science versus art that we keep talking about does not hold any ground because both are very different things. One is trying to express, and one is just telling you what it is. So if you can use art to express even facts and figures, that's what art integration that I was talking about. So now this will definitely open a huge platform for teachers to, one, be sensitized towards art, and secondly, already artists of different fields. Because when we are saying art, a lot of time we think of visual art, but then singing, poetry, dance, all these are mediums of art. In fact, I would say that once you have mastered any field, even if it is science, right? So once you start tripping in your zone, because you don't have to think twice, and that's what art does. Once you have proficiency, till then there is a struggle. But once you have a certain proficiency in any skill, then you start expressing it, right? So for me, even a coder would be an artist, because that's a language that he or she is using. Similarly, how you write a poem with a English language, or Hindi or any other language, or Urdu. Similarly, somebody else is using some other form of language to express. So in all, it has the same feeling of satisfaction, or that because once you express, that's, I guess, how also art therapy might work, is all those subdued emotions and everything that is inside, that really helps, art really helps to bring it out and give a voice, you can say, to the non-expressive kind otherwise.
Absolutely right. So we understand that yes, art is a very growing and trendy, domain, but yes, yet it is difficult, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And using new age platforms is what I'm saying. This collaborative nature, which is emerging because of the open platforms which the world has provided, is kind of one of the keys for people to use, and to reach out to their favorite artists for guidance, and also to reach out for collaboration. And
Perfect. That is the reason, even we are looking for this thing only, and we are encouraging the collaboration, the platform. So, yeah, thank you. So, actually, next question is to you that yes, we observe, as Mr. Gaurav also said, that yes, it is difficult. So, what do you think that the young artists face challenges in setting up their career in this domain? And as Mr. Gaurav rightly said, that art form is just not the visual art; it is all type of art. So, what do you think the challenges are faced by all these young artists according to your journey and experience?
Hmm. Um, so there are multiple problems and challenges that almost every artist faces, irrespective of what kind of art they follow. The first problem they face is, finding an audience, because until unless you know that there are people who like your work, you won't be able to continue it. And the audience is also like a community which kind of pushes you to do things further, and try your skill at a larger scale, etc. So that, I think, is the basis of the thing, because as an artist it's a very lonely journey, because most of the artists, except for say music bands or say dance troops, they work solo. And when you're working solo, you are in your own head so much that you think so much, you are doubting yourself so much, that at the end you need someone from the outside to tell you, hey, you are doing good work, and hey, we really appreciate you doing this work. So I think that becomes both an internal motivation as well as external motivation for the artist. And then second is, I mean, in India, the second would be to basically, managing the parents and telling them that it's all okay, that it's a good career, or it can actually become a career. But the major part of that also comes in, where does the monetization, or where does the money come in from, right? So as an artist, if you figured out to, you know, actually sell your artwork in some way or form, or actually make money, even if it's like a little bit of money, but it's enough for you to sustain, that kind of takes care of the family aspect of it, because they are somewhat assured, especially in the beginning. And you are yourself assured that, hey, like if I can make this much in a short time, then I can make, going forward after a year or two, I can make a lot more, because it's my own practice and I'm not dependent on it. So I think as a beginner, or even as a person who's just starting out, they really need to take care of these two aspects, which is one is to build an audience so that you continue doing that work. And then second is to figure out how you can monetize. And that monetization, there is no single direction. Like you can literally make that the way you earn money can be literally 50, 60, 70 different ways, depending on what kind of work you're doing and what kind of work you feel like doing, right? Not everyone wants, or not everyone is comfortable selling their artwork in a gallery, but they might be comfortable doing that, selling it on, say, Instagram, you know. So, you know, you need to then, once you figure out what you're comfortable with and what works for you, then you need to figure out in what way are you going to reach out to people, take that message out, etc. Like that's a long journey in itself, but the tip of the iceberg would be to just figure out how you're making money. And once that's done, then everything else can be learned deeper from there. So I think these are the two major problems that every artist kind of faces.
Nice. It's very important to actually encounter those challenges, the problems, so that we can have a solution. So in the further this panel discussion, we'll be asking you how we can solve these challenges as well. So I'm very sure that the audience will get beautiful insight from you. So Shraddha Di, we have a question from you that from where and why did you got the inspiration to set up the art ghar, and also right now what inspires you to be in the same domain, as you already mentioned about the some experiences, but there must be a turning point and there must be a very single thing which inspires you right now as well. So we want to know that what is your inspiration.
For me, I'm a very self-introspective person by nature, and I think sometimes inspiration comes from within, and sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it's like, oh, what am I doing with my life? And that's when your friends, your fellow artists, or people you're connected with help you out. So for me, I think it's all these things, and one thing that's I think been constant is the intention. I think I don't really believe in having a vision or goals and all these like business words. For me, it's about purpose, that intention ki, I want to make this change. Now let me figure out कि ये मैं change कैसे करती हूँ. The ways can always change, and I think every artist, every person who wants to have their own brand or whatever they want to do with art, that one thing has to be constant, that why am I doing this? And the ways will always change, and they should change and evolve with time. So for example, 3 years back when I started doing workshops, that was one of its kind in Jaipur. Tab tak art workshops koi suna hi nahi tha, and no workshops used to happen. So people went crazy ki acha ye workshops, and for them it was easier to actually come to a public place, cafe, and indulge in something, because it's not a commitment कि आपको 1 महीने class join करनी है, and you have to really learn a skill. For them it was अच्छा 2 घंटे हम बाहर जा रहे हैं, we are getting to meet new people, we are seeing a new place, and we're indulging in art, and we make something. That time it was about also learning something, having a product at the end of the day, which later now I don't really vouch for, but that time that was important to catch everyone. I felt nice. So a lot of people I know जो शुरू में workshops में आए, and they were like, this is addictive, this is really helping me out, let me join a class, let me take this further and start doing it at home. So for me it was about triggering that journey for them. मैं ये नहीं बोल रही हूँ अरे तुम आओ सारी workshops में आओ, or I'm taking a class, take a class. No, it was about triggering that journey. That's what I wanted, कि आपने एक बार experience किया, first आपने वो experience दिया. So that really inspired me. At that point, people coming up to me and saying, I really liked what I did today, and a lot of people actually went back home, tried the same medium, did something again, and sent me a picture, or send the artist a picture जिनसे धीरे धीरे collaboration होने लगा. What, I did this and I felt really nice. So something, that's what inspires you. Sometimes it's just something you read कि आपने कहीं line पढ़ी and you're like, oh wow, I should probably take it in my life. and bring that goal to everybody and keep pursuing what I do. So yeah, and honestly, it's constant. And like a huge part of my inspiration is the NGO I go to, and those kids. Oh my God, Tanya, you really, I think everybody should meet them. And सबका जो एक पॉइंट पे कहीं ना कहीं ईगो बिल्ड हो जाता है ना विद एवरीबडी वेर एवर यू डूइंग वट एवर यू डूइंग, कहीं ना कहीं ईगो बिल्ड हो जाता है. दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव डन एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव अकम्प्लिश्ड. You go there and you're like, dude, I am nothing. Meet these kids, look at their talent. And you know, they हम हमें कहीं ना कहीं जजमेंट आ जाता है. ऑल ऑफ अस, ऑल आर्टिस्ट, बी इट पोएट्री, पॉटरी, व्हाटएवर दे आर डूइंग, कहीं ना कहीं लाइक, ओ यू नो, पीपल लाइक इट, एम आई डूइंग द राइट थिंग, ये सही है, ये गलत है, will this be validated? You be with those kids and you're like, oh my God, these are real artists. They have no that judgment filter. And I think, yeah, they've been really, really valuable in my journey, and they've inspired me a lot.
Thank you for sharing such a beautiful, thing. And definitely, yes, we would love to visit NGO with you. We all are here in Jaipur, so it would be great if you can, organize something for all of us.
Definitely, definitely.
Thank you. So yeah, Divjot, being very new to the industry and being very rigorous and very, constant. So you must have also faced some challenges. So what were your coping strategies?
Challenges, if I talk about challenges, it was a long journey. It's been 6 years I started. Earlier, I was doing everything for free. I was not monetizing it at all. And like, decorating for people. And then I started beautifying things. I felt that yes, I'm good at it. And then everybody used to ask, make a dream catcher for me, make this and that for me. But that thing, I took it positively, because that made me connect with new people, that gave me the referral work, that gave me the sort of, satisfaction that yes, new people are, coming my way and they are also liking my work and appreciating it. So I kept on doing that. So it's just been, I think, a year or two that I started commercializing it. Before that, I was just doing it for fun or just for my satisfaction, trying new things. It just, there was a sort of, a goal thing in my mind that now I have to learn this thing, now I have to learn that thing. So that is just, I think, not for people. That was just for my inner soul, that it gave me the sense of, satisfaction in art. So I kept on trying new things. And if I talk about the challenges, in earlier stage, people, nowadays, if I talk about Instagram, people like your work, but people will not like it, will not give you a comment, will not share your post, or maybe. So it takes time to grow. So slowly and steadily, we have to work, and that is how we can be consistent in our work and grow smoothly. We could not seek for perfection. We should, I think, every day we should try to improve ourselves rather than seeking for perfection. This is what I believe.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. So, Mr. Gaurav, we have a, let's start finally with the panel discussion. Also, the participants can type in their question in the chat box so that we'll be asking. Though we have a very special question for you, Gaurav sir, that was already mentioned by one of the participants. So, what are your ideals which leads you to make such beautiful art from the time immortal? Like, since you started your journey from the art attack, we've seen you making beautiful art, and people have tried copying you, but they don't succeed in making as beautiful as you can. So what is your inspiration and idol to make such beautiful art?
See, there is a lot of backstory when it comes to even Art Attack or me. What you see on TV has, how do I say? It's filtered. If I was to create a show, it would be very, very different. But because Art Attack is an older format coming from 1982, so the whole look and feel and the kind of art which is being developed has been retained. Okay. So having said that, so the thing is, I had my own constraints of what I can use, what I cannot use, etc., etc. So it kind of, it's not an ideal state for the artist, but yeah, that's how media also works. that there is, see, the thing is ki what you see on screen is kind of the truth, whether it's news or whether it's TV show. But at the same time, I would consider myself a builder and an artist, because I love fixing things, making things. I like wood, I like multi-material, I like electronics also. So like I love to mix and match different things to kind of express myself, you can say. And most of all, I also love simplifying knowledge. So there are other aspects apart from the art bit. And one of the major feedback I used to receive from Art Attack was that, हमसे तो बनता नहीं है. So I would be angry at myself and Disney also. I would be like, फायदा क्या हुआ वीडियो का अगर उनसे बन नहीं रहा है. Then there is something seriously wrong in the whole design of the show. That's why I also recommended them, can we have an Art Attack, like a physical space in Mumbai or something, for the kids who like the show and who would like, because we used to shoot in Argentina, not in India. So we did not have, there was no way we could physically reach out to children apart from our other activities we would do. But that art space which I recommended them, of course, again, in a company, as you know, it goes, the permission have to be taken from the top, etc. So it never, so I had those, people don't have vision, as some people were saying, like Gariwal said कि vision से फर्क नहीं पड़ता, intention है, लेकिन हाँ, लेकिन वो intention ही था that I wanted the children to have a platform there. But so I'm saying कि one part of your question, which was that my beautiful art, it's kind of, I would say, it's for the TV, as simple as that put. Okay, so if you ask me, my art could be a lot more darker than what you see on camera. So yeah, but, and any other part which I missed, Tanya?
No, that was all that the question was put up. And yes, personally, like me and my brother and my elder sister, I'll just share my experience. In summer vacation time, we used to set up the TV. We used to, actually write down what are you saying, all those steps. And my brother was a huge fan of yours. He actually bought those books of Art Attack, and he has made a lot of things.
Oh,
I would love him to meet you someday, and I'll definitely,
he should have come on the discussion.
yeah, he's here. He's one of the attendees. So yeah,
Oh, great. Okay. What's his name? I'll say hi to him.
his name is Yash.
Hi, yes.
I'm
Good
sure
to
he
see
must
you.
be very happy.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Atri, we have a question for you, that how can we make our art reach the maximum number of people? We have use of social media and everything, but if you could share how it can reach to maximum number of people. So yeah.
Sure. So, but can we, like, it'll be a lot more fun if everyone kind of jumps in whenever they feel like, because, otherwise it'll just be question answer sessions.
Yeah, of course.
So it'll be damn fun if anyone of you want to jump in anytime. So, since you've asked me this, I'll quickly try to answer. There is no one way to make an audience. Like Divjot said, it takes a lot of time and effort, and you are literally doing it all alone, burning the midnight oil in that sense, and hoping that eventually people will recognize, and once they do recognize, then it's a snowball effect. So once they do recognize, then it gets on going bigger and getting bigger and bigger. But at the same time, there are a lot of paid mechanisms also that you can utilize, which is, say, Instagram and Facebook ads, which are the easiest ones right now. Like, you can literally go and do it in the next 2 minutes from your Instagram channel. A better one, and which I actually recommend to almost every artist, is to build not your following on Instagram or Facebook, but actually on email and or WhatsApp. Because what then happens is you are in control of the one touch. Like, you can directly reach out to these people who have said that, yes, we want to know more about your work, or we are interested in your work. So that really allows you to, send off an email, send off a message any time of the day. And even though, if a lot of people say ki no one opens emails these days, but it's completely wrong. 99% of people actually open up their emails. Like, it might be like once in a month, maybe once a week, maybe once in a day, but they do open it. and then the email box again, if they start opening one email and they find your answer or whatever you've written in that email interesting, they'll just type your name, search it, and then they'll get all the emails consecutively. So, that one, all of your content, for, for the lack of a better word, is in one place for them to scroll by. And in literally 15-20 minutes, even if they didn't know that when did they sign up or who you are, just because of that search, they are able to get to know about your work and the details as to what you are trying to teach or what your message is, which in Instagram or Facebook is not that possible because it's the algorithm which runs it, right? I mean, you post it right now, maybe 1%, maybe 2% of your audience will see that post, and after that it's done, right? Like you might say that, oh, like people can go on my profile and then see it. Yes, but then that number of people who want to take that action is very low, right? Because there's so much content already on it. But if it's on a WhatsApp, then again, they have all the messages, uh, you know, going upwards. And the best part is it's personal. Like if I read an email and it's connecting with me, then definitely it's much better than someone talking on social media, which is like, I know they're broadcasting it to people. So that really is in a sense. And again, like if you want to run ads, emails also allow you to do that. So there's no kind of there's no lag in actually choosing to go for email or phone numbers, because it really allows you to control that audience rather than depend on a platform. Because then whenever the platform changes, and they keep on changes every 3 months, every 2 months, and you never know what's going to happen to your audience, right? Like earlier, organic reach was such a big hype on all the channels, and then suddenly they put up these massive advertisement budgets and these walls that you had to promote to reach your own audience, and you literally could do nothing because you built up that organic audience of, I don't know, 10,000 people in 2 years, and one moment, and it was all gone from you. So that's a very, very sad way to look at it, but it does happen, and a lot of brands face this issue. So I think audience is a really cool place to start with, because it allows you to also kind of figure out what's working for you, what's working for people, and then take it from there. If anyone else has like a, please.
I was about to ask Shraddha ji as well that you have been organizing a lot of workshops and helping people to outreach. So what are your views that how can artists make maximum reach to people? Shraddha ji, are you with us?
I think she's having some
Yeah,
network.
yeah, right. So Divjot, what are your views? How you have been, doing this thing? How you can? What are your views on outreaching people, maximum people? You
Your
have to
mic.
unmute Divjot.
Yeah. So if I talk about myself, I try that whatever I make, that thing, that product, that service should make a connection with people, a sort of emotional connection. For example, if I make a dream catcher, so people connect with it traditionally and culturally. That yes, this thing I should have that thing. So people like to gift that. So people order that to me. So that is my way of connecting with people, like emotionally with them, and reaching more and more of people. That as Ajay said, we are trying social media, we are trying digital marketing stuff, and I used not to do that thing. I used to do it on my own earlier on Instagram, and that used to work and give me sort of some orders, and I was happy with that. Whatever I was earning, I was spending on my art. But then I started my workshops, in which made me like kind of, people started knowing me in Jaipur and in other parts of India also. And apart from that, if I talk about, social media existence on Facebook, on Instagram, and I keep on connecting with people on WhatsApp. The people who are already connected with me, I have like lots of people who approach me for my work, for workshops. Maybe they could not make it to the workshop, but they are connected still today with me. So with their references, I try to grow. They give me good contacts. So I think connecting with more and more people, connecting with more and more artists, that give you a larger scale of people who are actually, looking forward for your work and actually following your work.
Okay, that's nice, Jyot. You share your personal experience. So, Shraddha,
Right.
we have a. Can you hear us?
I don't know. I missed. My connection was poor, so after Atre, I don't know when I ended.
Yeah.
So I'd like to really say the truth. I mean, that's actually very true in my experience. You can actually do a lot of, this number, data, this and that. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to personal connection. So I really, agree with Devjot, because people will always remember how you made them felt, and what conversation you had with them, and how did you talk to them about their work or shared your experiences with your own work. So definitely, yes, personal connection I think is really important. Another thing, जो अत्रे बात कर रहा था, so I would say कि my opinion is that sometimes things work for you in a way कि हाँ आप email करो, आप Insta पे करो, but as an artist it's very difficult for you to have these both ends of business, marketing, putting it out, managing that work and money, and how much do I sell my artwork for, and then this other part of you which is purely art and artist. So sometimes I think with this whole what do you say, in rat race, कि I want to become famous, or I want people to look at my work. Sometimes ये जो दूसरा part होता है ये थोड़ा सा हिल जाता है. So I would say it's really important to balance both and know, acha, I'm spending a lot of time doing working out a strategy on how to reach my audience, how to promote my work and everything, but I'm losing out on creating new work. Maybe I'm just losing out on my inspiration for work. I'm not really in touch with myself to create new nice work that could inspire or touch people. So I would personally suggest to all the artists who are listening to this that please listen to yourself and see what works out for you. If Instagram works out for you, do good. If WhatsApp works for you, ठीक है. Email कर रहा है, because I think I would agree with Atre. Email is a really nice way to get in touch with people, but I think after a certain point of time where you've reached that stage ki chalo, now I can send emails every day or every week, because that's a lot of work. Honestly, that's a lot of, I tried it and I failed at it. So मैं उससे बता रही हूँ, क्योंकि आप बहुत ज्यादा अपनी एनर्जी कुछ कुछ चीजों में लगाते हो. इट्स वेरी इजी टू स्टार्ट समथिंग, but to maintain that is very difficult. And हर चीज में, and it's not like we can really afford an assistant जिसको हम बोल रहे हैं अच्छा प्लीज ये मेल कर देना, एक कंटेंट राइटर है प्लीज आप ये लिख देना. नो, you're an entrepreneur, you're an artist, तुम्हारे 10 हाथ हैं, हर चीज तुम्हें करनी है. So prioritize, I would say, कि क्या मुझे पहले करना है, what is more important, and how do I put it forward with, yes, touch of personal connection that Dipjot said.
That's a very nice. I'm sure that will help a lot of audience knowing three different views from three different, backgrounds. So yeah, thank you. Gaurav sir, we have two questions and one request from you actually. One request is that why don't you start Art Attack again? People are wanting to see you on screen again. So if you know, you could come again for all of us. And the question we have for you is that how to utilize the art and design to the fullest in today's time of quarantine, lockdown, and the lockdown is still open, but still the things are not good enough. So how can we utilize this time to the fullest with respect to art and design?
See, I would agree to many of the other panel members who mentioned that पहले तो instead of looking for validation now, I'm going back to, I come to this question after I answer this. We are always looking for validation, so we actually are always checking दूसरे लोग क्या काम कर रहे हैं, which I've seen a lot with the students. They're checking out on Instagram, ये क्या काम कर रहा है, look at this, look at this. They keep forwarding me a lot of other artists' work. But there is a danger here also. I've seen a lot of people who see a lot of art, they don't do that much art. So, to have good work, that comes with time, which means you have done, you actually reach, the more you do in any field, you reach a depth of things. And that reflects in your proficiency or mastery or your expression, your subject, your, everything, whatever you're doing. So that requires a lot of patience and hard work also. So if like Shraddha said, ki if you just concentrate not on what people are thinking or the projection of it, rather than concentrate on the actual element, actual ingredients, actual core, ki what does this activity bring you? उसमें अगर आप लगे रहेंगे ना, and if you are actually thinking about it, because when you are projecting, we are also delivering, like how client wala kaam hota hai, that they will always ask for the most cliche work because that's what is trending in the market. That is not going to make you into a legendary artist. That is good to sustain, of course. Another advice for artists, I would say, is in the initial phase, is there is a lot of work in the market for art. Definitely there is, but either they cannot afford or they cannot reach out to the artist, right? So if you can just have at least one style which you can master with a lot of speed, that turns your art into a sustainable in the beginning. That's what I said in the beginning, because art is boundaryless, but I'm giving a filter here. That master a single form of art which you can create with speed, then it becomes like in 15-20 minutes, just saying, if you can create an artwork, then it turns a little financially viable for even the client and you to sustain. Then you can just but if you take a lot of time, then that there is a little less, then it becomes difficult. Again, this is a very small advice for a small, it's very targeted advice for a small set of people who are beginning in the start, and not for that. That's not the aim of the art, anyways.
Gaurav, if I may point out,
Yeah.
so I kind of disagree that that if you just do the work and they'll come to you. And I mean, a lot of people think that, and it's definitely possible. But I also feel, with respect to art, especially in these pandemic times, you really need to position it in a way that you need it rather than, just a want. Because mostly art is considered a luxury, and
Yes,
no one
yes.
is buying luxury at this time.
True.
So now is actually a great time to actually put it into a purpose. Ki, hey, if I'm painting, then how will that painting benefit the customer? Like my painting with my style of design put in your living room or maybe a bedroom, wherever you put it, how is that benefiting you? Does that make your room feel better even in these difficult times? Does it uplift your mood every morning you wake up, right? So when you connect these emotions, because suppose a lot of people and I heard that 30 to 40%, there's an increase of 30 to 40% patients for mental health care. So that means there are a lot more people who are aware about these problems, and they need ways to, get over them or benefit themselves. That's where art can come into place, both in workshop style, as well as maybe you can just keep this beautiful painting or a sculpture as a reminder that it's a good day and it'll just go on pretty well. So I think that story,
Definitely.
the way you position your work, is very important for art, because that's the problem. Like no one cares about music because, one, it's free everywhere almost, and second, because no musician actually talks about the benefits of it. Okay, what would happen when you listen to my music? Why not listen to someone else's music? uh, you know so how does that benefit you as a person? In what situation? Is it a restaurant setting? Is it a home setting? Is it a fitness setting? A lot of songs are actually getting created just for fitness settings, as in, like, when you're running, you have to just listen to this. That's how playlists are made currently. So I think that piece of just little addition, that you need to position your art in a certain sense to actually make it beneficial for the user, be it a client, be it a
Yeah.
B2C customer, whatever.
Yes.
It really helps in actually earning money.
I totally agree, Athray. Actually, the thing is, there are two different kind of aspects. One is the inner, one is the external, which art also has very explicitly. You know, a lot of us enter art because of the first, the inner need to do it, right? There is no pressure. Nobody puts the pressure कि तुम्हें art करनी पड़ेगी. That's actually opposite of, like, that's what engineering is, correct? So in India, I'm saying very sarcastically, but the thing is, you know, that inner this thing need of expressing ourselves. And the thing is, so what I meant to say was a lot of, I was comparing it to a lot of legendary work done by any, in any field, whether it's scientist or an artist. Is key. One is the positioning that you're saying is how we can, you know, actually monetize it, how we can market it, how we can actually bring a culture of art in India also. How to create that ecosystem and culture of, which is a little longer format. But I also meant to say was, don't stick to the physical form of art for a lot of artists because they get too inspired from already what is happening. So self-expression, the story which you already have inside, for that to express, first you have to identify that you have stories to tell, and then you have to also figure out what, because there's so many different kind of treatments that it makes it very confusing. That is also there in the chat window, that which medium should I follow, you know, is this art good, like they keep sending. So I'm like, you know, this comes automatically. You have to do so much art, you have to keep at it, so that suddenly you realize this I cannot do this anymore, but this I really love after 5 years, 6 years, and then it becomes a part of you in a way, you know. So that, and then of course the then reaching out, and of they go parallel in hand. It's not that you first prepare yourself as an artist and then you reach out. These keep going together, and that's also a smart move to sustain yourself as an artist. Otherwise, most of the artists also, you know, succumb into the need of roti kapra makan, and then they have to take up other things up.
Gaurav, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's a beautiful way you know, I couldn't put it up into words, but the way you said is totally right. I mean, it's not an outward journey, it's an inward journey, and then you can follow. So first, when you understand, and वो आप कब समझोगे, when you actually try everything. I can't really say whether I like this dish or not unless I try it. So I have to really try pastels, watercolor when it comes to visual art, or pottery, or music, or whatever, different kinds of music. I mean, Atre would know better about that. So जब तक आप try नहीं करोगे, you wouldn't know. So you have to really, as an artist, experiment a lot. Give yourself that free space to move around, and then see what works and what doesn't work for you. And also, and then obviously you can plan your, you know, numbers and things later on, whether, you know, so this is the kind of work I produce, and ye in logo ko acha lag sakta hai, and you know, there's this market here, not there, and this is the way I should promote it. And after you're done doing that, and I think also दो चीजें होती हैं, like you said, जो buyers होते हैं art के, you know, there are people who would be like, you know, this would look really good in my lounge or my drawing room or that place. And there are also people, you know, who feel your emotions that you've tried to express through art. If I've made something and it, for example, portrayed fear, the kind of fear I was going through while making that painting, and that person, that one of the clients, actually could feel ki ha, you know, this painting understands me, it is me, so let me keep it close to me because it will remind me of something. Maybe it will remind me of how to overcome my fears, you know. For example, why are we so up for lyrics all the time? Music ki agar hum baat karte hain, because we listen to something and we're like, you know, this person has just explained my feelings so well that I couldn't express, that I couldn't write in words, because har ka expression form alag hai. So also I think that monetization part comes when somebody really you know, understands your art and it goes with them as well. So I mean, there is this other part as well.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what marketing is also like. I don't know, if you search for marketing, everyone would say storytelling. And I've never, for the longest of time, I couldn't understand what storytelling was. I was actually trying to go through free courses and whatnot, workshops, to understand what storytelling was, because I thought, shit, this is some crazy level stuff. But eventually it comes down to this basic thing, that what do you want to express, you know, in that work. And then, okay, that work is your expression, but now you also need to make it understand to a third person.
Right.
And when you do that effectively from any medium, it could be from whatever social media to email to WhatsApp to TV show for that matter. If you can do that through your words, through your actions, through your gesture, and it'll happen. Like that monetization will happen only when you have that personal connect. When that person feels that, yes, this piece of art makes sense for me. If it's like a wall painting or a song, I mean, essentially, we are all very selfish creatures at the end of the day, and everything we consume is for a very selfish reason, that we want to learn something, we want to feel better, we want to, connect with something higher than the usual money, and that's why it's a luxury, the art. So I think marketing and this in-depth, finding as an understanding what art is for an artist kind of goes hand in hand. And when you pinpoint it, I think you can blow it up after that.
Sorry for hijacking your question, Gaurav. I mean, please, Tanya, ask the
No, no.
question.
No, no.
No,
No,
that's
this is
totally
this
okay.
is more fun actually
Yeah.
to discuss. Yes, and this is uh, coming back. Maybe in pandemic, see what I do is I love learning. That so I'm interested in science and geography and everything. I was in Jaisalmer 1 year. Last year I was in Jaisalmer working with a rural school. Uh, and I used to go out in the wilderness just to collect stones because I love the story what the stones tell. Because wahan pe it could, you find seashells in Jaisalmer desert. If you have ever been go there, just search a bit, you'll find seashells. So I imagine कि यहाँ एक time पे यहाँ ocean होगा, all that stuff is also happening. And in pandemic, for example, abhi my wife we wanted chips, potato chips, right? And every other potato chips maker had some amount of plastic, and my wife was like, nahi yaar, ye nahi chahiye. So I just made one. It's on Instagram, you'll see. Of course it's not as safe as it should be, but I'm thinking, that's how I keep myself busy, of working with materials, working with something kuch chahiye. If something needs repairing, then I try to repair it such, then that I turn that into art also. Like I would sometimes stitch a chair, if it's a plastic chair, if it broke. Once I made these holes, I melted the chair, and I kind of stitched it with a aluminum wire, the chair, so that element becomes a part of, you do it in such a way that aesthetics comes out. So that's my way of expressing sometimes. So that's what I'm also recommending other, whether children or older people. There is enough, and I'm sure everybody has enough subdued expression inside them, and they always wanted to do something. So this is the time. If you don't do it now, then it's procrastination. There is no other reason for not doing it. So just start with the easiest thing forward. What I also recommend as a strategy is, if you want to do something, start in next 10 seconds. Even if it is, sometimes what I do is, if I need to fix a light bulb, right? But I don't have time. For next 10 seconds, I'll go and keep a stair or a ladder next to the bulb. That's all I'll do. So the next time I'm going, when I have time, the ladder is already there. I've done the first bit in that 10 seconds, even if it is writing a concept down. So next 10 seconds में जो हो सकता है ना, start कर दो. That first step starts, and then you keep building on it, and then you can
True.
try things.
Correct. We have heard a lot of views about sustainability, monetization, marketing, and art. Divjot, we want to hear from you as well. What are your views on sustainability and art form?
So for sustainability, I would say in this quarantine and lockdown period, it was very tough because it was very negative earlier that, oh my God, what's going to happen, and it was a hell lot of negativity when we stay at home and we're like, we don't know what to do now. So, but then being a little positive, I felt that, you're not going to get this time ever in this world. There is no pressure of any academics, any 9 to 5 job, any exams, anything. So we have I think, immense time to work on our passion, whatever it is. So I think any art form, whatever you like, whether it is cooking, whether it is photography, whether it is making something, creating something, you should just start doing it today itself. Yeah.
I am sure that everyone agrees to this for sure. I'm so sorry, due to the paucity of time, we have to, come to the conclusion and the ending part of our panel discussion. So I request everyone to, say a few words to our budding artists, and also give them a piece of advice. How can they grow in their particular art form? So we'll start with you, Gaurav, sir.
It's I'm just thinking. It's a difficult. See, art. One, we have to also look out. Like I said before, there are actually so many different forms now, even more than ever. That some art form will suit someone, at least one person. So, and people are mixing a lot of things. Even if you're an engineer or if you love science, you can still express almost like, you can turn that into art as well. And there are enough examples of it. So I'm saying just keep a open outlook. What's happening around the world. We have a very, very narrow perspective on what art is, especially in India. I'm saying, a lot of students, how we approach art in school is also very, very how it used to be. एक ऐसा पहाड़ बनेगा उसमें चांद सूरज बनेगा नीचे से नदी बहेगी. It's a beautiful design in itself. I agree, but we need to grow. So just a thing which I recently realized was, like I was mentioning before, that since CBSE has made art integration compulsory in school, which means they have to teach through art. Now this is a beautiful opportunity for young artists, for the teachers who are not artists, to collaborate, which means you are actually teaching now through teaching concepts and teaching subject matter through art. And this is new for everyone, even for like, how do you teach, for example, velocity, and you have to bring the elements of art into it. And this is not just visual art. I would open all art fields to it. But this is a huge step, I'm saying, towards Indian education. So I would say that this is something that we should be we can even monetize it, is what I'm saying. And you can train. Collaboration is another thing what I'm talking about. Like Atray can really help us, all of us, right now. What I also do is, I consider myself a content creator. Than you can say, I can't market myself as well as most people can. So I must reach out to people who can, because they can't do content creation. So सब कुछ मैं नहीं कर सकता. That's my limitation, I've realized. So advice to all the artists, in one just start. If you get bored with one thing, move on to another. That doesn't matter. अगर तुमने 10 सेकंड किया, 10 मिनट किया, just you should have your hands on experience going on all the time.
True.
That's
Thank
it.
you so much for sharing, such a good piece of advice for everyone, and I'm sure that this is a very helpful advice for all of us. Atri, if you could also share, how can people grow in their particular art form, and a piece of advice for everyone.
Sure, yeah. So I think I did this for our earlier panel, and I think I would love to stick to it. So I keep saying to artists, a lot of people come to me and say, hey, I want to perform in this festival and I want to, make a video for this platform and get featured in this magazine and stuff like that. And that's essentially, they are giving that their own career in someone else's hand. So at that time, I say to them, why do you want to wait for someone else to come and pick you up? Why can't you start doing your own work? Start creating your own opportunity, finding more work, so that you're also learning not just about the art, but also how does it impact the people around you. How are they going to use it? How are they learning it? What are their motivations to come to you for your art form? And so when you create your own opportunities with a mindset of like something like an entrepreneur, you kind of open up not just in the art career. You will then start seeing that, hey, can I now help a school with my artistic skills or talent that I have? Can I now help a hospital with my artistic skills or talent? Because I mean, all of these things are already there, and they are not, they are also built by people just like us, and they are not at their best right now. And art can definitely be used in all of the different industries that we know of, be it travel, be it hospitality, be it education, healthcare, whatever. Anywhere you put art in whatever different forms that you're using, it will create a better experience for everyone, the doctors, the patients, the customers who are coming in, you know, whatever your industry that you reach out in. But you have to be very clear as to how exactly you are making that art, what is the motivation that you seek from it. And if it is just to get famous, then maybe it's not the best uh, option, because you know eventually that fame will fade out. That's what happened to Gangnam Style guy also. I don't even remember his name, so that's what fading fame kind of would mean. So you know, stick to your art form which you can actually pursue for a longer career or profession, and then figure out where you can pitch it in, where you can fit that art form in the pieces, where you can build, as Gaurav said, how you can build someone else's work, and that's what the opportunity would be for you.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing it so keenly and telling it very point to point. So yeah, thank you so much, Atrif. Shradadi, if you could share your piece of advice for all our budding artists here.
Um, I think to start with, I would say key first, everybody should realize that we have this innate need, human need to create. It's creation. And whatever is created is art. You know, it could be like you said, like Divjot said, cooking or pottery or whatever, music, anything. So first, when you understand that and relate that to with your customers or clients or whatever, you will, I think, be in a better place, because you're also encouraging them that, you know, this is your need. So understanding that concept, number one, helps. Two, I think it's being confident, not overconfident, but being confident and being and believing in yourself. For example, बहुत सारी workshops में there are friends and artists, and I was like, okay, chalo, you know, let's just do a workshop with you. And they were like, no, you know, we're not trained, we don't have a degree in art, or why would people learn from me? I've not reached that point where people can actually learn from me. And I had to really be like, no, you know something. Zaruri nahi hai, you have to do it at A++ level. And those workshops turned out really well, because, you know, बाहर के लोग हमेशा आपको validate नहीं कर सकते हैं. So it has to start within you that, yeah, whatever I know, it's not like you know everything, but you know enough. So go सिखाओ. It's okay. You know, every artist starts somewhere. So believing in yourself. Also, collaborating and not being very competitive. You know, that's one thing I've really noticed within artists, कि oh, you know, उसका ऐसे है, मैं उसके साथ काम नहीं करूँ, ये है. I mean, no, ठीक है, healthy competition is very important. It really gives you a boost to work hard, but collaboration is the way to work, you know, go ahead to grow, to learn from each other. This skill I have, the skill you have, you know, let's make something together. And so understanding that, I think, is equally important. Repeating one thing, don't ever forget your why, because I think every artist started because of something. They didn't become an artist to earn money. In India, I'm pretty sure कि कोई ये नहीं बोलेगा, okay, I want to earn money, that's why I'm becoming an artist. So there was this one reason which made you an artist. So do not forget that why, and be curious. There are 1,000 things to learn everywhere. Everybody has something to teach you. Somebody who's an artist, somebody who's not an artist, somebody who's a new artist, a kid, an older person. I mean, there are like learnings everywhere, and you don't know आपको कहाँ से आपकी inspiration मिल जाएगी, या कहाँ से next artwork का motivation मिल जाएगा. So just be a little curious and open-minded about life and things around you. And I think it's not easy. It's not an easy journey, but have fun. I mean, if you're having fun, it's a pretty journey, and you will go somewhere, you'll get somewhere. So don't just be like, acha, okay, mera path plan ho gaya hai, main abhi artist hu, in 1 year my Instagram followers should be this much, iske baad mujhe itne paise kamane chahiye, fir main naya art form try karungi ya karunga, and then I will do this. No, I mean, I don't think art can work like that. So go with the flow and try your best. So yeah.
That's nice and very positive, message you gave us, that be curious and find out the why. Even I agree to this, that finding the why is very, very important in whatever journey we are in. Divjot, if you could also share your, message for all our artists, that would be great.
I'm totally agree with Shraddha Di that you can learn from everybody. You should respect each other's work. Whether it be a kid, they can also teach you something, some inspiration you can get from them too. And the first and foremost thing, I think you should understand why you really started, and are you making art for the love of that art or just to make money? Because if you're focused on art, money will flow its way towards you eventually. So art is an endless process. You should keep on learning. It's an ever-changing and ever-learning process. Don't stick to one thing and don't get disheartened with the hate comments or something, because there are many people who are appreciating your work too. So it's okay to have haters. And I would say respect each other's work and collaborate with people. That is how we grow together, I think.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. I am sure that I personally got a lot of key takeaways from today's panel discussion, and I got to know a lot of views from different domains and fields. One about collaboration, knowing why, and knowing personally who we are, content creator, or the other person. So I'm very happy to have a lot of key takeaways from every one of you. So thank you so much for joining in and being here on such a short notice. So thanks to everyone. And stay tuned because we'll be coming with more workshops into art and psychology the next week. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Nice to see you, everyone.
Thank you.